My kin adore him. They will never embrace you. I cannot pick you above them, she uttered, preferring their consento mine. Thus, I departed quietly. Currently, she is wretched, pleading for a second opportunity. And they contact me daily tollament regarding the brute they impose upon her. However, I no longer care. Greetings, audience. Prior to proceeding with this video, kindly ensure you subscribe to Feud and press the thumbs up icon if you'd see her to view additional narratives such as this. Appreciation, Reddit. I never imagined I would be sharing here. Yet 2 years since my former partner left me for her clan's favored man, she is inundating my device. Prepare yourselves. This tale is quite dramatic. I am composing this primarily to unburden myself, and perhaps to caution others encountering familial meddling in their romantic ties. Identities are altered for clear reasons. Narrative is authentic. We shall name me, Alex, her Emily, and the privileged fellow. David encountered Emily during university nearly 6 years past. I pursued engineering with a completo grant, originating from a blue-collar household. My father was a tradesman, my mother a schoolteacher, nothing extravagant, but dependable. Emily hailed from inherited wealth, the sort possessing a family property and investment accounts. We connected in a humanities course. She was intelligent, amusing, and appeared unconcerned by our disparities. Initially, matters were excellent. We would learn collectively, embark on inexpensive outings to street vendors or nature trails, and discuss creating a tomorrow. I became deeply enamored since she caused me to feel as though I fit in, as if my origins posed no obstacle. However, her relatives, they consistently revealed their displeasure. From our initial festive meal at their expansive residence beyond the metropolis, it was evident I was not amongst them. Her mother, Mrs. Thompson, would deliver these subtle hostile remarks. "Oh, Alex, how charming you repair your personal vehicle. Our technician manages that for us." Her father would interrogate me regarding my career outlook, suggesting my engineering role. A medium-sized company lacked sufficient drive, and then arrived David. They had been urging her toward him since secondary school. He belonged to their social sphere, attended identical elite academies, took similar trips across Europe. I would learn of him incidentally, like at kin gatherings where he simply appeared. I disregarded it initially. Emily promised me it was insignificant that she selected me. We relocated following commencement into a comfortable residence within the urban area. I labored extra hours to meet expenses, even declining a career advancement requiring journeys, because Emily stated she required my presence while she pursued her postgraduate degree in art history, an endeavor her relatives partly financed, however. I covered the remainder with additional work. Recall a difficult period. She was anxious regarding examinations. So I undertook dual shifts to finance a short holiday. Just 2 of us. She wept and declared I was her foundation. I accepted this. Yet, the familial influence never ceased. At each gathering, they would place David beside her, share private anecdotes from bygone days. Mrs. Thompson once drew me aside and commented, "Emily requires a partner who comprehends our sphere, my dear. It is not an individual slight." Emily would champion me each week, but eventually, I observed her withdrawing. She would return from family meals, reserved, offering minor parallels. David I's launching his own enterprise? That is thrilling, correct? Or my progenitors. Cherish him. It simplifies matters considerably. I felt as though I contended with an apparition, but I remained faithful. I offered marriage after 4 years, an unadorned band I had accumulated funds for months to acquire. She accepted, but the enthusiastically diminished. Her relatives scarcely recognized it, and the arrangements with David intensified. I relinquished much. Friends' nuptials bypassed for her family's demands. Festivities where I remained quiet during their insults. He believed affection signified tolerating such. Reflecting now, it constituted emotional desertion from the outset, aerodingum, until I perceived myself as merely an alternative option. Everything reached its peak last warm season. We had been betrothed for half a year, organizing a modest ceremony. But her kin demanded hosted at their property and cover expensively if it adhered to their criteria. This entailed extending an invitation to David. Naturally. During a premarital familial meal, circumstances grew strained. Mrs. Thompson proposed a toast to discovering the ideal partner. Gazing at David, Emily missed it with a chuckle. But later that week, Sheboggin canceling our arrangements, asserting Shara acquired time to consider her family. He returned from employment one dusk to discover Amelie seated on the sofa, her luggage partially prepared. The atmosphere felt weighty, as if she'd been practicing this. I placed me house keys and inquired about her distress, attempting to maintain a composed tone. She raised her head, devoid of weeping or remorse, but with this self-satisfied, determined countenance, as if she had already triumphed in some inner argument. "Alex, we must converse," she stated, crossing hair appendages. "I have reflected extensively on our bond, on what lies ahead. My relatives, they have expressed unequivocally they will never fully embrace you, and I cannot persist in opposing them. It is draining, and remain there absorbing. What are you communicating, Emily? We are engaged. We have established a life here." She rolled her sight organs slightly, as if I was, being obtuse. "Established a life. Come on, Alex. This dwelling your employment, it is sight. But it is not what I was raised with. David, my kin, cherishes David. They haven't known him eternally. He belongs. They will never accept you, regardless of your efforts. I cannot choose you above my entire lineage. It is tormenting me." Her statement symptomed me like a sharp blow, but I did not react. I simply nodded slowly, sensing bewilderment circulate, tormenting her. She did not appear distressed. She seemed relieved, so David is the cause. All those arrangements were not merely chance. She chuckled. A brief, disdainful bark. "Do not dramatize this. It is not as if I have been unfaithful or anything. But yes, we have been conversing more. He comprehends it. The pressure, the expectations. David is Onafus. You will perpetually be an outsider. It is simply simpler this way. Why contend when I can attain tranquility? Simpler, that termstone most acutely. Our 4 years, Secretvoices diminished to inconvenience. I wished to inquire why she had accepted that proposal, why she had permitted me to believe we possessed a future. But her tone was so cruel, so entitled, as if I were a stage she had surpassed. She rose, grasping a container from the ground. "I merit contentment with all this strife. My parents are correct. Marrying outside our Stracumanly complicates everything. David is initiating that venture with familial support. It is secure, connected. You are kind, but let us be truthful. You do not blend in at those banquets, those excursions. It is awkward for everyone. I felt thine justice burn, but I did not plead or shout. If that is your sentiment, then depart," I uttered calmly, my voice steady. Internally, I was staggering. How might Shadi stort this into my responsibility? Her reasoning was subtly duplicitous, condemning her relatives while confessing she had prioritized convenience above us. She hesitated as if expecting greater resistance, perhaps weeping to validate her position. "You are not even going toadspute. Behold, that is the issue. You are excessively submissive. David would contend for Wade's desires." She shook her head, grinning. "Regardless, I will collect my possessions. We can arrange a tenancy agreement subsequently. Mother is already assisting to relocate back to her abode for a period. Submissifer, tolerating their nonsense." I aided her in packing the final carton, presenting it to her without vocalizing. She appeared astonished, perhaps a hint of uncertainty, but she concealed it with increased self-importance. "Gratitude. This is fourth ultimate good. You will discover an individual on your some plane." As she exited, forcefully closing the entrance, I remained in the quiet. That dwelling seemed vacant, reverberating with her utterances. Alien. Simpler. I slumped onto the sofa, gazing at the engagement ring container she had placed on the surface. Bewilderment struck profoundly. Had everything been a deception? The extended hours I toiled so she might learn. The familial gatherings were a grind despite their contempt. It appeared sound-merited, as if I had been exploited from the beginning. Yet I did not phone her, did not message, I simply endured it. The perfect meeting like a gradual toxin. The fading slumber eluded me. Her relative excursion reenacted in my thoughts. Their unending degradation of our connection, pitting her against me. Why was I not sufficient? The injustice beckoned me. Booty declined to pursue. If she craved simplicity, she could possess it. The moments following Emily's stature merged into obscurity. I did not inundate her device or appear at her family's manner demanding explanations. Instead, I disengaged entirely. On that initial morning, I obstructed her contact, unfollowed her across all platforms, and commenced gathering the vestiges of our existence. The rental contract was under both identities, but I contacted the property owner, clarified the circumstances placidly, and organized an early termination. I located a more modest dwelling in Anather District. Unostentatious, yet mine. No turmoil, no altercations, merely serene conduct. Employment turned into me mainstay. I immersed myself completely, accepting that advancement I had foregone. Previously, the one involving journeys. It entailed extant shifts, but it diverted my attention from the sorrow. During lonely nights in the fresher silence, the perplexity struck most severely. I would reenact her declarations. You will perpetually be an alien. Why had I allowed myself to be ill-treated for such an extended duration? Recalling our second festive season jointly, I had navigated to Blizzard to attend her family celebration, only to occupy a corner seat while they doted upon David's anecdotes. Emily had hardly conversed with me, subsequently remarking, "That is simply their nature." I had forgotten my own kin's moments for that, believing it demonstrated my devotion. Now it felt like emotional neglect, her relative's disregard permeating our connection until it fractured. I grappled with the inequity for several weeks. Each morning, I would awaken querying Gary aspect. Was I genuinely inadequate due to my origins? The quietude intensified it. No contact from her, no expressions of regret. Shared acquaintances reached out uncomfortably. Learned of Emily and David? My condolences, fellow? I would reply courteously. It is acceptable, and redirected the discourse. I did not denigrate her. That was not my nature. Instead, I began frequenting the fitness center, an activity I overlooked for her timetable, joined a trekking association, cultivated fresh companions who disregarded lineage. Gradually, the fragility receded. I comprehended this was not concerning my value. It was their malice. Her decision to yield to it. Periods elapsed in my inner dialogue. Well, from why me to this liberated me. I journeyed for employment. Observed unfamiliar urban areas, then commenced informal romantic encounters. No haste, just savoring my solitude. After 12 months, I received an additional advancement, purchased a modest residence in the outskirts with a garden. It wasn't complicated, yet merited. Recalling a difficult moment, immediately following the separation, I discovered an antique picture of us trekking, her grinning, as if I were her universe. I had felt discarded, akin to an instrument for her defiance. But now, understanding dawned. I had been excessively faithful, devoted to an individual well, perceived me as expendable. The treacherous still pained, but it stimulated progress. I was no longer bewildered. I was unencumbered. Emily receded into obscurity. I learned via rumors she had wed David swiftly. A magnificent ceremony at Theproporty. Good for her, I mused. Devoid off-runker. I had established something genuine on my own conditions. No longer tolerating slights or coercions. The quietude I had embraced had transferred into my fortitude. Approximately 18 months following the separation, retribution began manifesting. I did not pursue it actively. I was not scrutinizing her online identities or anything, but information filtered through shared contacts. An old diversity companion of ours, Jake, encountered me at a professional gathering and divulged the details of her beverages. Man, Emily's matrimony is a shambles, he stated. Evidently, after David secured her, his appeal vanished rapidly. He had abandoned his half-hearted career endeavor, asserting the familial ties would secure his future. But rather than striving, he idled about their new abode, anticipating Emily to prepare meals, tidy, and manage all affairs. while he engaged in electronic gaming or played golf with. Associates, matters deteriorated. David commenced treating her relatives as his private financial resource. Mrs. Thompson bemoaned to anyone Wow would lend an ear that he was excessively deprived, insisting they finance his entrepreneurial outs that led nowhere. He would accumulate sins on excursions, then coerce Emily into settling them with her residual inheritance. Strain escalated. Familial meals devolved into disputes with David lashing out at her father for insufficient assistance. Emily, who had opted for simplicity, was now burdened with intervention. Her existence tizentranked into bitterness. She shed pounds, appeared fatigued in images Jake presented me. Companions withdrew, wearied by the theatrics. Her art history profession halted because Joe's excessively occupied supporting him. Broken emotionally and beginning to sense it financially as her family's forbearance, it was paradoxical. The ideal partner revealed as indolent and dishonest. Disregarding her endeavors precisely as she had disregarded me, I did not exult. It merely confirmed D had avoided peril, but indeed it felt like justice obtained through their specifications. Subsequently came the attempts to return. It commenced subtly, approximately 18 months post-separation. I received a message from a new identified number, hers. I subsequently realized. Greetings. Alex, it is Emily. I have been contemplating past moments. How are you? I stared at it, experiencing nothing beyond minor vexation. No apology, simply probing. I did not respond. A week later, another MS, our excursions. Life has been tumultuous. Coffee sometime. I disregarded that too. Escalation occurred with a phone call a month later. I allowed it to proceed to voicemail. Alex answer. I know you are present. Look, he committed an error. The familial issues, they cursed me into something foolish. David is not whom I envisioned. Can we converse? I require a companion presently. Requires a companion? After labeling me an outsider, her voice possessed that manipulative quality, as if she anticipated compassion. I deleted it without answering. Authority had reversed. She was desperate. I was indifferent. Then her friends became involved. Jake messaged Emily, requested I contact you. She is truly remorseful, man. Asserts her mother, exerted pressure in her excessively. Offer her a chance. Malicious, making me feel obligated as if I owed her. I replied succinctly, uninterested. He retreated, but another mutual acquaintance, Sarah, telephoned next. Alex, she is disintegrating. David treats her abhorrently. Slothful, demanding. Her family is regretting everything. You're a rithy dependable one she requires? Come on, forgive and forget. Forgive. Her delivery was disagreeable, insistent, as if I were theonogonist for progressing. Sarah, this is not me concern, I stated resolutely. Instruct her torsolvit with David. Click. Emily's subsequent action. Appearing at my office reception unionist, I was departing for midday meal when I noticed Stater, unkempt with bloodshot eyes. Alex, just 5 minutes, please. I paused. Maintained me separation. Emily, what purpose brings you her? She advanced, her voice trembling, yet tinged with a sense of right. It made a colossal error. David, he, eyes ineffectual, anticipates me to attend to him. He disputes with my progenitors incessantly. Mother Datus tissed him currently. Claims he is depleting us. He believed it would be straightforward, but it is agony. You wear kind to me. Trustworthy. I discern think, presently. Let us attempt anew. I will sever ties with the me if necessary. Her insincerity became evident, accusing all others, craying her disloyalty as a trivial oversight. No genuine regret, merely yearning for missteadfastness. You elected this, I stated serenely. Devoid of sentiment. David was one, Ophir kind. Simpler, recall. She reddened, fury flashing. Do not reiterate that. I was disoriented, compelled. You are buying Merciless, behaving as if you feel nothing after everything we shared. I do not. I responded uniformly. This discussion concludes. I proceeded onward. Leaving her enraged, subsequently, messages grew hostile. Cruel idiot. You will regret this choice. No other person will tolerate your uninteresting existence. Authentic nature exposed. Arrogant, too desperate, too furious. Her family intervened next. A telephone call for Mrs. Thompson personally. Alex, dear, it hasn't been too long. Emily has disclosed everything to me. We yearn for how you treated her. David as well, a letdown. Idle, presumptuous, we ought never to have interfered. Disagreeable as ever, as if they had not engineered it. Mrs. Thompson, why are you contacting me? She sighed theatrically. To make amends, join us for supper. We can reason with Emily collectively. You are family caliber, not him. Family caliber. At that point, I nearly chuckled at the complete reversal. The final culmination arrived a few weeks later during my housewarming gathering. I had invited professional Qleys and new hiking companions to Meyersidens. Nothing ostentatious, but it felt like a significant achievement. Halfway through, my mobile device rang. Mrs. Thompson, once more, exited for quietude. Alex, please hearken, she began, her tone supplicating. David has worsened. He is refusing to labor, squandering our finances like flowing water conflicts daily. Emily is miserable. We'll miss your presence. You are so stable, so benevolent. How can we rectify this? I leaned against the barrier, hearing merriment from within. My existence, flourishing, peaceful, hers inconsequential. I regret you are displeased with the son-in-law you selected for yourselves, I stated, composed and assertive. It bears no connection to me. Farewell, she stammered. But Alex, I disconnected, blocked the number. No compassion, nor remaining concern. She and they were powerless now. A phantom from a past I had surpassed. I returned inside, toasted with friends, and ceased considering Harrigan. If you happen to read this, Emily, know I am good. Truly, really thriving. Without your presence, I possess an advancement, a dwelling. Individuals will appreciate me for who I am. You are extraneous to my felicity. I have constructed something genuine on me own terms. Lesson absorbed. Never accept being anyone's outsider. Gratitude for viewing. Ensure to subscribe to the channel and press the like button. What are your thoughts about this narrative?